Welcome back to another episode of This Takes the Cake. I'm Jackie, your Palm Beach office owner with Lux from Xentric Entertainment.
What's up? What's up?
You're just telling me this is his first podcast.
This is my first podcast.
Are you excited?
Yeah. I'm super
You
excited.
graced us with your virgin podcast.
Oh my God. That's how we're starting this? Jeez. No, I love it. It's my first podcast, but it's, I'm used to having a mic in front of me, so it's nothing.
I'm not.
Nothing new.
And every time I try to have a mic in front of me at a wedding, they're like, no, we're not giving you the mic. Nobody trusts me with a mic. The fact that Stunning and Brilliant Events trust me with a mic, okay, I'll go with it.
There you go.
So today we're talking a little bit about real weddings, shit you can't make up, stories, wedding stories. You got some crazy stuff to talk about.
I got some.
Remixing, hybrids, bands, music, all things DJing. So tell us a little bit about you, how you guys got into this, how'd you start this? Because I know we just had this conversation off air about how I got into this, and you were like, wait, you bought a boat?
Crazy. How did you get into this?
Yeah.
Bought a boat.
I bought a boat, and that's how this happened. Yeah, and that's I think it's on many podcasts of how I got into this. But tell us how you got into this and how you started doing all this and your experience so far into this and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, so I mean, I got into music when I was like 11, 12 years old, playing the trumpet at my middle school.
Oh, that's so cute. Do you have pictures? You can send us pictures and we'll just flash them in on it.
I'll find some. I was annoying my whole neighborhood. So like anybody that's in orchestra or that plays a horn instrument, they know how hard it is to practice at their house.
Because every parent hates that. As a parent, I would hate that.
Drummers are an exception. They beat us.
Oh, yeah. My husband played sax growing up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was such a nerd.
Yeah, so you like nerds. So anybody knows, like, super annoying, practicing at home. Anyway, I played in middle school, got into it in high school, and throughout that whole process, I learned like what chords were, how to read music, things like that. And then I started. There's actually a kid in my band, my high school band. He was like the biggest degenerate.
You still talk to him? You're like besties, right? Was he best man at your wedding?
No. He beat me to it. He taught me how to produce music.
Stop.
So
really?
I started producing music and also DJing at the same time.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's how I got into DJing. And then in regards to like the industry, like private events, I first started DJing like quinceañeras, sweet 16s, because I was like 14, 15 DJing. Sometimes my high school, and then just got into it. I just started like reaching out to like DJs.
And we're like, hey.
Yeah. I was like, there's a friend of mine who was like, dude, you have no idea that like wedding DJs get paid a lot. I'm like, what? Like these people...
It's crazy. And it's like, honestly, we tell all of our couples, like, entertainment's everything. You know, you have your florals, you have your decor, and it's super important for your detail shots and your pictures. People are not going to notice if you have 4 votive candles or 5 votive candles, but they're going to be noticing if they're sitting all night and not dancing. So it's all about guest experience for us and for my team. And we always try to stress that to our couples.
Yeah.
How do you think your company like differs from other DJs and other hybrids in the area and things like that? And what sets you guys apart?
We've always taken the approach of like being really intentional on the music that the couple likes. Obviously, I mean, like this is the most important part, but it's not just the reception. It's also the ceremony, the cocktail, the after party music.
Yeah.
Like you can't just throw in after party music in the first hour of the dance set. That's not going to make sense. You have to have your friends and family. People are still getting their drinks on, unless it's like a different type of wedding.
Yeah.
And so the experience of like the type of music that they like. So there might be a couple that likes like EDM, and so you'll probably put like EDM covers in the ceremony.
Yeah, but you can do that, but you don't want like EDM during dinner. And
exactly.
Like you have to know how to play
exactly.
it.
Yeah,
so it is super important. We had a couple, it was many, many years ago, and I absolutely adore this couple, but they had an issue with, they had a full band, which was great. But they had learned a couple of Latin dances, spent years throughout the planning process taking dance lessons and things like that. So she had like 2 or 3 Latin songs that she had a dress change for, they had their choreographed dance for, they were so excited about. Yeah. And the band at the time, the bride was in absolute tears because this was a big deal for her. She came from a very Latin family and she really wanted to incorporate that. And the band played the first 3 songs in the first 10 minutes of reception. And she was like in tears. And I felt so bad because I'm like, listen, we can play them again throughout the night. It'll be fine. Like, I know you know they screwed up, but none of your guests know they screwed up. And we made it better. And I told the band, I was like, don't talk to her. Like, don't talk to her. Yeah. And it worked out fine. She did her dress change. We did a second grand entrance. We had it all work out. But things like that is, you know, when the couple's in tears over something that's so easily not, you know, and fixed and avoidable in the beginning, it really makes a difference for sure. Yeah,
no, 100%. And that's one of the things that, like, if there's a couple, like if you're a couple and you're reaching out and to a band, like there's so many things to consider, but it's also the person that you're talking to, like the rep, it's also their responsibility to ask the right questions. Like, exactly. Number one,
you want to know your client.
Yeah,
and if everybody's different, every wedding's different.
Yeah, and that all comes down to like the experience, the variety of events that you've done. So in that aspect, like that could have been completely avoidable because it's really easy to, like, if it was that important. And that's
the thing is, we had multiple, and that's why she was so upset. We had multiple meetings with them, me, them, everybody was on the calls together, and it was stressed so many times. And I was like, oh my God, like, why, dude? And what works in, you know, for this couple is not going to work for this couple. What works for this, you know, location is not going to work for this location. So I think it's super important. So when you started blowing the trumpet at 14, I know there's a better way to do that.
I was hoping you say trumpet because
no, trumpet.
Okay.
It was the trumpet.
So yeah.
When you started doing that, so and then you got into DJing and things like that. So what inspired you to create Xentric?
Yeah. So I started producing music is really how it got to this, because I reached out to a lot of studios. I wanted to be an intern. At a studio and doing the original music route. So I make music as well.
Yeah. So fancy. And he's got that DJ voice.
Yeah. So when I started producing music, I was like, I need to be in a studio. Like, I just love the environment.
Yeah.
Started reaching out to a ton of studios and couldn't find any. Jacque, I literally reached out to like 10 studios in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm. Like, I was willing to drive to Naples just to be in this environment.
Yeah, it's your happy place.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
You know and I always say, when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, and it's so true. It's so true.
You definitely want vendors like that.
Yeah, it's so true. People who care about your wedding and people who are putting all the effort in, and you got to think your wedding vendors are giving up holidays with their family, they're giving up birthdays with their kids, they're giving up, you know, evenings, weekends, they're answering your calls, and the responsiveness, you can tell when it's a job and you can tell when it's a career, and you can tell when they care and when they're just getting paid. And that's the difference when you're booking your vendors, you know, responsive time and stuff like that. And it's a balance, I think, for us, and not just our team, but all wedding vendors, because it's another wedding. We do this every weekend.
Exactly.
We do this 3 or 4 times a weekend.
Exactly.
And but to you, it's another wedding. To them, it's the only wedding. It's the only day.
100%.
So whether it's 50 people or 300 people, whether it's a live band or just a DJ, whether it's, you know, a $400,000 budget or a $50,000 budget, you have to treat it like it's the biggest day of their life. You know, somebody might drive a Honda Civic, but that's their Porsche. And that's what's important, is you want to make sure that they know that you feel that too.
I like that analogy.
Well, even if a budget's not huge, you know, it's huge to them. And that's, we always have to respect that. And you guys have pricing that kind of fluctuates for everything. You guys kind of can fit in any kind of budget. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. And that, you know, that just like piggybacking on what you said, you have to be able to like realize that there's these couples, they invest so much time. It's not just money. It's like, to me, it's the time and the emotional investment that they have in going into these weddings. And then I'm sure you realize that on your end. Like, you probably have these brides like, what if we do that and this and that. So it's, you know, just to take that into account. But what gets me personally is like the ceremony. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are some ceremonies where I'm just like shedding a tear, and I'm like, dude, like, this is like the 5th wedding I do this month, and I'm still, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's true, and for me, it's always the father of the bride speech. I'm like, oh God, I'm like,
those two,
yeah, those always get you.
Unless they're talking for like 20 minutes. Guys, if your father is talking for 20 minutes, nobody cares at that point. He paid for the wedding, fine. But like, just get him off, like, or break up the speeches if you want. I've never heard of that. But just like, do something about it.
I did a wedding one time. We always put on our timeline like approximately 3 minutes for the speech. And the dad got up there and he goes, "Who told me I could speak for 3 minutes?" And I'm like hiding behind the pole. Like, don't look at me. And
that's what I tell my band members.
I spoke for 37 minutes.
Oh, you timed
There was a full ass slideshow. It was hilarious. And at the same time, the videographer was like, "I can't use any of this." I'm like, I get it. But we knew everything about the couple from birth to preschool to, medical school. And it was hilarious because it fit them, but it was a long speech.
I always say the perfect wedding speech is like, people always remember the beginning and the end. You can't make it too long. Yeah. So like, get that intro and then leave people with an impression and with the outro, and that's it. It's like the best.
And it's also like not about you.
Exactly.
It's not like I had a mother of the bride. I'm sorry, it was a mother of the groom that called me, and she was like, "I want to play a slideshow of my son growing up and baby pictures and this, that, and the other." And I had already talked to the bride, and I knew that there was, some semblance of a little bit of a rift in relationship with, and I was like, let me check with the, and she's like, no, it's a surprise. Don't tell them anything. Just give me the information for the DJ and I'll get everything going. And I'm like, I kind of can't do that. Like, whoever signed my contract is my client, and that's who I'm like, I can't do that. And I already knew the bride would be like, "Excuse me? Like, no, we're not showing baby pictures of my husband at his wedding." And I have kids. I love that, she's proud of her son, and I totally understand that and can sympathize with that. But at the same time, it's not about you. It's about them. It's about their love. It's about celebrating that. And sorry.
No, 100%. I agree with you.
How do you, and this is not even on our paper, I'm just being nosy. How do you deal with like, because some couples, do you like open mic? I can't stand open mic.
I prefer not to do open mic, typically because like, unless it's, there's different types of weddings. There's like the weddings that there's not really much of a timeline. It's kind of,
those are not my weddings.
I mean,
give me those weddings.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. You definitely need a timeline. But there's like, when I first started DJing, is like, the 50, 60 people kind of like weddings in the backyard kind of a thing. And yeah, you can have an open mic, but I honestly don't suggest it. No. You need to definitely have everybody and their names.
Oh yeah. And it doesn't have to be like carved in stone, but damn, some kind of, run of show needs to be on paper.
You definitely need to have that. And because you also want somebody to introduce them. You don't want them to say the name in a certain way. Like,
well, and that's part of our timelines. Like, we always have the music on there. We have the logistic songs. We have who's doing speeches, in what order they're doing speeches. So I try to make it really easy and I always tell the client too, like, it's important to have a planner because your photographer is going to have a timeline. Your DJ is going to have a timeline. But if photography has speeches at 6:10 and your DJ has them at 6 o'clock, I promise you photos run into the restroom at 6 o'clock and the DJ is calling them up. Exactly. So everybody has to be on the same time. So that being said, do you like working with planners?
I love it. No, like I can't.
Do you like working with specific planners? I'm just kidding. Who's your favorite? No.
Brilliant in studying? No,
yes.
No, you for sure need to have a planner. It's so important, especially nowadays, because there's so many little things that get overlooked, and people think that like people coming from cocktail to the reception is only gonna take 5 minutes. No, it's not.
Depending on your guest count.
Uncle John's gonna go to the bar, take shots with like, you know what I mean? So
Uncle John,
you definitely need a planner, like, because you already know, okay, this ballroom, if the cocktail's here and it's outside and people, it takes like 5 to 10 minutes to walk over here, you definitely need to account for that time as you're opening doors. When are the introductions gonna come in? Speeches can't be this long because like catering's gonna come out. So it's all of those things. You have to have a planner.
It's like a domino effect. If speeches go longer, catering's held up, nothing gets dropped. Are we doing salads type of a thing? So it's like a domino effect. And I actually just spoke to a bride today, and she was like, "Well, my band is gonna play for 4 hours, but they said I could split them up, and I just need advice on how." Should I do a little bit of cocktail hour? Should I do a little bit of ceremony and then have like a playlist the last hour? And I'm like, no. I said, first of all, you want to end your wedding on a highest ass note.
Absolutely.
You want them blaring that last hour.
Yep.
I said, think about it this way, and this is just behind the scenes. What we do this every weekend. Trust your vendors. I understand where you're coming from to try to get the most bang for your buck. I said, have the band the entire 4 hours of the reception. You can do live music separately for ceremony and cocktail, because here's the thing. If you have the live music that's doing reception, leaving cocktail hour, they're leaving cocktail hour early to go set up reception. That means their instruments are coming with them. Everything's coming with them. So the last 15 minutes is awkward with no music at cocktail hour. And then reception music isn't even playing to be introducing the bride and groom and things like that. So there's a transition aspect that has to be accounted for when you're booking these vendors. So do a live, violinist or something for ceremony, do a live sax or something for cocktail hour, and then the band's already in place for reception when guests are transitioning
100%,
in.
100%. And just
See, I do know what I'm doing.
Also on that transition side, like saxophones are a really popular option for cocktail. So, and that's part of our base package.
Our trumpets?
Huh?
Our trumpets?
No. So, you took me off. It's my first podcast, Jacque.
I'm sorry. There are all kinds of
So there's a little
curveballs.
trick that we do on our side for the ballroom to be opened with the whole band, even though one of the instruments, for example, sax or guitars or a sax and guitars duo are playing during cocktail hour. We have a specific setup for the cocktail for, let's say, like the saxophonist, and he'll leave his iPod playing for the last 10 minutes.
That's cool.
And that's typically...
That'll work.
Right, and that gives him enough time to come to the ballroom and then give that impression as the guests are opening the doors and making their way towards their seats.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. Ending on a high note, and the same thing back to speeches. I listen to, I can't tell you, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of speeches. It's rare for it to catch my attention.
Yeah.
Unless, a Father of the Bride, I'm always bawling about.
Yeah.
But like, I had a best man speech, and he stood up and he was like so profound and, thanking everybody that comes. And he's like, listen, he's like, I want to thank the two most important people that brought us here today. And we're all sitting there, and he's like, to the bartenders. And we were dying laughing, because I'm like, that's so freaking true. And then it was the bride's brother, and he goes, and I just really want, I've always wanted a brother. And he's like, and this guy has been a brother to me all these years. They've been dating and this and the other.
Yeah.
And the groom's like patting him on the back and stuff. And he's like, I love you, man. And he grabs the groom and kisses him right on the lips in the middle of the speech. I'm cracking up laughing. The groom is like, what the hell are you doing? It was hilarious. But it ended on such a high note that everybody was like, wait, what? It was probably one of the best speeches I heard. So
100%. Yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you guys offer, what you guys have, because I know we talked a little bit off air about this ahead of time. But what your bands and your hybrids and all the different things?
We have, we're highly specialized on talent. So in regard to like production, the only production we do is typically the sound and the lighting for the band.
Okay.
Because we place so much emphasis on the show, the energy, the talent, the music selection, all of that. It's super, super important. So we offer two different types of hybrid bands.
Nice.
One is called Rhythm. That's the DJ. That's what you've seen a lot, which is DJ with live musicians. And it's a really dynamic option for any couples that want that live feeling, that live aspect, that live energy, accompanied with the versatility of a DJ.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have the Xentrics, which is, like how I explained like before off air, it's kind of like a Super Bowl halftime concert-like show at a wedding.
And they have the outfits, like they go.
It's the whole shebang.
It's the whole shebang.
So we bring out these like big white drums. We invite the couples. We do certain sets. We have choreography. We have silver apparel. We change apparel mid-performance. Oh. There's a lot of like wow moments.
There's a lot going on.
Hell yeah. There's a lot of wow moments that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That make it not just a live performance, it's also a show mixed with a live. So it's a really cool concept.
That's very cool, because it is about the entertainment aspect and the guest experience, which I think is, and obviously there's a price difference in that. You got multiple outfits to put on.
Yeah, there's a pretty big price difference.
Big difference?
Yeah.
So what do you have as far as how many piece bands you guys offer and things like that?
Yeah, so Rhythm, which is DJ plus live musicians, that's DJ plus 2 live musicians, and our base package is a DJ with a saxophonist
and
a percussionist. So that's what we call the 3-piece.
I love it.
And then we have the Xentrics, which is our show band. That starts off at 7 pieces.
Okay.
And it goes all the way up to like 13 pieces. It could
Oh,
be
that's
a full
cool. So it goes way
production.
up there.
Yeah.
So then do you guys have any like band requirements? Do you have to be on a stage? Do you not? 'Cause some bands have to be on a stage and some bands don't have to be on a stage.
It's completely depending on the venue. Like there are some venues where it wouldn't make sense to be on a stage simply because of there's like these columns.
Yeah,
you know what it's complete. But most of the time, you definitely want your band on a stage.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a little bit of a focal point, especially if you're doing, like you said, the choreography and things like that.
Yeah.
And then do you guys get on the dance floor and interact with guests and like really go all out?
That's how we got here.
Yeah.
Really is like our musicians, they go out onto the dance floor, they interact with the crowd. Our couples, we invite them to like DJ, take pictures.
Oh, I love that. When you get them on the stage, it looks so good for pictures. I remember that one wedding we did together.
They get so lit behind it, and they love it. Like I'm like, this is all. That's how I look like when I first started DJing.
Yeah, exactly. And they love it. They love having the headphones on. So you're kind of everywhere. So how many events do you typically book a year?
A year? I would probably say we do one. So if there's probably like 80 to 100. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And then you do multiple meetings with your couples ahead of time to make sure you have their vibe. And I know you guys have the portal, right? That you can upload everything to? Yeah.
So a little side story. Before
Give me the tea.
My last job, like before I quit and like completely went full time on this.
Wait, tell me about that. What were you doing?
Yeah, I'll tell you. We it's not blowing the trumpet if that's where we're going.
Oh,
so
never mind. Don't care.
So I used to build what's called sales funnels.
Oh, that's not fun.
No, so it's like systems, operations, connecting apps, making websites.
Oh, that's a lot of techie stuff.
I love it. So like
you're a nerd. I love it.
the website you see, I built it.
Oh,
obviously with the help of my business partner. Like she, this should go like this. I'm like, all right, let's make it happen. Our CRM is fully customized by me because I love it. I just love the whole like integrating API with like different applications and all that. It's super fun. Apps. So we do have a portal, and then in that portal, it's specifically designed per event. So we don't only do just weddings, we also do corporates, birthday parties. So weddings, obviously like first dance. If you're gonna plan to have a dance for your first dance song, please tell the DJ or the band. Extremely important.
PSA.
Yeah, because you don't want first, it not only catches us off guard, but if there are certain cue points or certain parts of the song that you want or need to end it on or to start on, like that's a little important to the DJ.
Kind of a detail, yeah.
Like, so, just a little tip there. Too.
So let me ask you this, because I talked to some other entertainment companies recently, and they do like, if the couple has like a specific song that they really want the band to play, and do you guys do like rehearsals and things like that? And do you allow the couple to come watch that, or do you send them like how does that work? Yeah.
So we learn for the Xentrics, which includes vocalists, we learn the 3 songs, which is like the first dance, the mother and son, and the father-daughter.
Okay.
Right? And if they want certain timestamps of when to stop playing the song, then we'll rehearse accordingly.
Okay.
For the DJ, it's pretty simple. It's like, we want it to start at this point and then end at that point.
Okay.
But in regards to rehearsals, we can do it. It's pretty rare, but yeah, it's definitely doable.
Okay. And it's one of those things where, a lot of times the couple wants to like, practice their first dance because they've been, with the live music and stuff. And it gets a little sticky and it gets difficult. But at the same time, like, it's just a matter of like coordinating it and making sure and things like that. And it obviously may have a fee because you have to get the band members in there and things like that too.
So in order to avoid that, what we've done is we've recommended to the couples to practice during cocktail hours. So they'll do like their photo shoot, and then 15 minutes in before we open the doors, we'll practice like 2 or 3 runs, and that's usually way more than enough for them to practice and get it going.
Do you remember our first wedding together?
No.
Me either.
I hate that you asked me that before.
I know.
And then
I know. I still don't. I feel I know it was a million years ago, but I know we talked about it the last wedding too, because You did, let's see, you had, God, I feel like it was years ago, but you were dating your wife, I think, and you didn't have a baby yet.
Correct.
So how long ago was that?
Was like
his kid's like 17 now. No, I'm kidding.
No. 16. No, I'm kidding. No, that was 3 years ago. So I have a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old. He like, man, it's
and
crazy,
then, right?
Yeah. And I think honestly what changes my view on weddings was like after I got married, that's when I started bawling.
Yeah.
Like I would hear some ceremonies like the officiant and then the vows of the bride and the groom, and I think that's why low key like I kind of bawl out a little, not bawl out, but I kind of get teary eyed.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And then now if a client wants a mashup of like, oh, I really love this Taylor Swift song, but I wanted to go into like EDM afterward. Like, will you do that for them?
Super easy.
Oh,
super
really?
Easy. Yeah, like so I'm a nerd.
Well, we've established
these the technology out. Like, yeah, the technology that's out nowadays allows you to like. So I've gotten it on the spot.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and it's super. So hey, can we go from like Taylor Swift to One More Time Daft Punk, and I'll use the vocals of Taylor Swift going to Daft Punk.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I think some of my couples like do the choreographed first dance, or they're like the father-daughter, where they start doing like the whole choreographed mashup of like multiple songs, which is that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm a country fan, but I like when it like goes into like I listen to Vavo all the time, so how they remix into EDM and stuff like that. I love that stuff. All right, so tell me about, let's see.
What you got going on there, Jacque?
I got
What's on the little piece of paper
that I got to get through. Peyton sends me the list, and I got to hit my bullet points.
Do it.
So tell me about your role, site visits, avoiding stress. So this is one thing we deal with planners. I get a lot of, okay, these are the no-name discount DJs. These are not you guys. This is not any of my guys that I work with. These are not anybody on our preferred list, but I'll get like a random discount DJ. And he's like, are you bringing me a table? Why would I bring you a table? Yes, I'm also going to bring the servers trays too. Why would I bring you a table? No. And he goes, well, most planners handle everything for me. And I said, well, most vendors have their own equipment. So no, I don't have a table for you. If you need me to add a table to rentals, I can do that. But like little things like that. Can you tell me where the power is? Can you do a site visit? Like I did a site visit to make sure that my layout would work. Things like that. It's like, I'm a planner. I'm not a babysitter. Like everybody's responsible for their own stuff. And I will always help out. If I'm at the site visit and you're like, hey, well, you're there. Can you take pictures of this? Absolutely. That being said, I'm not going to do your work for you.
If your DJ is asking for a table, be aware, be concerned. If he's asking where the power is, that's scary. Like, just go. Well, just like you spent the money already. Like, just get another DJ because that's not gonna work out.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like there's some venues, Miami, even up here, that are historic venues.
Right.
Power's not that strong on specific walls.
Exactly.
I know Colonnade is one of them that it's like the power can go out multiple times. Your DJ, your band, your entertainment need a specific ampage. They need specific power. Let me know what you need. I can confirm that with the venue, but also like, I don't know what you need. Like you know, tell me that stuff or go visit the site. No,
that's definitely like if you're hiring a band, they 100% should send what's called a performance writer to either the venue planner, whoever's organizing the event, because they're going to have how many amps, how much power they need, stage size, bottles of water. If it's outside, you need bottles of water for your band. They're not like you have no idea. Like there have been times where we are sweating.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. And put them in some shade. Get them a tent. Get them something out there.
Simple stuff. Yeah.
And a lot of couples are like, well, I know it's the end of July, but I want to do my ceremony outside. Well, okay, that's only 30 minutes, but also your cocktails are outside. So it's an hour and a half outside and your guests are trickling in.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's listening to my live music. That's because they're dying.
I'm telling you, their sweat is trickling.
They're trickling inside because they have to use the restroom. And I can't tell them no and things like that. So I think that goes into like handling stress, expectations, things like that. Planners are a huge fan of controlled environments. when we're working with new vendors, and I always love forming those new relationships, there's a reason we prefer specific vendors. We know that they're going to do their work. They're going to come out. They're going to kill it. If a laptop goes out, a speaker goes out, they have the backup equipment to make sure it happened. I heard a story one time. It was not my wedding. DJ, it was not my wedding, but the venue had told me the story that the DJ came and he was like, his speaker blew out during cocktail hour and he had nothing. So they sat there with no music until about halfway through the reception. He was able to get some team members to bring him something. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, that.
Like I would have been like losing my mind, I've had a specific band say, oh, we don't have a microphone for ceremony. And I'm like, wait, what? So I'm running to grab my Bluetooth speaker with a wireless mic, and I'm like buying all this stuff because I'm not.
My heart is pounding just hearing all of this.
Well,
this
it's like there's always something, and it's just having the vendors who know the plan and who can make it happen without things like that come up.
And this is like the important thing about having a reputation is all these little things happen. You don't see this on social media.
No.
You don't see this on YouTube. Like you don't see this anywhere. It just happens. Sometimes people forget. Most of the time they don't. Ceremony is probably the worst.
Yeah.
People go like that.
Yeah.
They look at it. So everything is noticeable. That's why it's super important to go like with vendors that have a reputation because like look them up. Like even, there's
do your research.
Everybody has 5-star reviews. Right? Until you get that one.
Until you get the one.
Just look at it.
Yeah, do your research. And the thing is, you want to make sure, they can handle it. They have the experience to handle the stressful situations and things like that. Anything can happen. It's a matter of your guests not knowing about it. And things have happened. I've talked about it here a million times. Things happen. I had, and that's part of having a planner as well as a good team. Last weekend we did a wedding and I'm getting calls at 9:00 in the morning of where do we put the dance floor? What? The layout was sent multiple times with the dance floor on the layout. Oh, we got the timeline. We didn't get the layout. What? They were sent together. You know how I send out my email. They were sent together. I said, okay, well, I can screenshot it and send it over to you. And this is 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Bride's in hair and makeup. She's not answering her phone. She's having mimosas with the girls. She's doing her thing. That's where we're here. We're answering the phone. She has no idea even got those calls.
Exactly.
And oh, never mind. I got the layout right here. Sorry, it was buried in my email. Great. Of course you got the layout. I've had vendors say, well, I didn't have the guest count. Yes, you did have the guest count. It was on the timeline. I can send you it. You can reply. We can confirm you received. Dude, I can't make you read it. You got to read it. You got to click the email. You got to read it. I can't be there for that.
This is why I need a planner at the events that we do.
Yeah.
Because like even just the small little things, they definitely matter. Because for example, we've had weddings where they would have the older folks sit right in front of the speakers because of the layout of the venue, which is like you can have if that's what you need to do to like make things work, so be it. But keep like your DJ band should be able to tell you if your space and layout is like this, make sure to have the older folks, maybe just have the bridal party like in these 2 tables right next to the speakers.
Yeah, put the old people by the bathroom. They got to go more than once.
Exactly.
Put them by the bathroom.
So just so they don't come up and say, "Hey, can you lower the music?"
Every wedding. Can you lower the music? Absolutely. For you, I will.
Yeah.
Screw the other 300 people.
It's your wedding.
For you, I'm going to lower the music. Absolutely, Grandpa, we got this. So it's one of those things, and we've moved table. Let me move you over to a more comfortable area and things like that. So things happen. I had one wedding. Oh my God. These 2 people showed up. They're like, our names are not on the seating chart. This is completely irrelevant to this entire podcast, but I figured I'd throw it out there. So they were like, our names aren't on the seating chart. I said, oh, okay. I said, did you RSVP? Yes, we RSVP'd. No, but we had nothing going on tonight, so we figured we'd come. How great. The bride will love that additional cost. Let me find a table for you. But that's why I have on my layout how many guests are seated at each table. So a table of 12 is not fitting 2 more, but I can fit 2 more at a table of 8, and it's one of those things where it's like, how lovely. Well, you don't want your guests to be like, sorry, we don't have room for you. Absolutely. Let me take you over to table 7. We'll get 2 extra place settings for you. I'm so glad you could make it tonight. So, you're not going to make your guests feel like crap for coming.
Right. And like, imagine
pray
if
they bought a big check. Like,
imagine if you didn't have a planner. Like, what would go on there? Like, you just have 2 people standing in the corner stealing 2 vendor meals. Like, I don't know.
Oh, you don't want the vendor meals. At most venues, you don't want the vendor meals.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
There's some venues I'm like, I'll just eat an Uncrustable. I'm going with peanut butter and jelly. I'm all set. I will not die. So site visits and things like that, super important. Handling unexpected changes. So anything unexpected, like tell me a story that takes the cake. Tell me multiple stories that takes the cake.
You want the saucy or the? I'll start off a little light.
Let's go light and then move up to the hard.
I'll
stuff.
start off a little light. So
we'll start out with some champagne and we'll move up to the hard stuff.
I'm a little backwards. So we'll start, there's this one wedding where
I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, it was a while ago actually, and band is playing. It's the reception. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's dancing. Blah blah blah. And I don't see the bride and groom for like a while.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, like that. Typically, I'm like, make some noise for the new Mr. and Mrs., just to hype up the crowd. And before I do that, I kind of like want to know where they are so I can kind of point them.
And that's where we're giving you thumbs up. And
yeah. So they're not there, and I'm like, what's going on? Wedding is gonna end in like 10 minutes, so you announce the last 2 songs. That's also one thing, because I've gotten these. Oh my god, I've gotten these like. One more song.
Oh yeah, that's
one more song. Like tell that to the venue.
We want to go home. No.
Tell that to the venue. Yeah, exactly. Tell that to the venue. So I don't see the bride and groom for a while, and then all I hear is like. This is an outside wedding. It's under a tent.
Oh god.
Thank God it's not mid-July, and like what's going on? Everybody turns. It's like.
Does that take you back to your trumpet days?
Shut up. So. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a helicopter land. Bride and groom come out in a completely different attire.
That's kind of
They changed the attire.
That's kind of badass.
Photographer is ready, and they're just holding hands like this, going to the helicopter. And I'm looking like at the planner. I'm like, am I supposed to play a song right now? Is there a specific cue? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she's looking at me. She's like, what's going on?
Oh, she didn't know either?
No.
Oh, this poor girl.
The only people who knew about this freaking helicopter was the couple and the photographer. And I'm looking at my band. I'm like, dude, this is not on the timeline. Like, it was a pretty sick exit. It was a pretty sick exit.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's your lighthearted story? Jesus.
Then this other time, this one wedding, it was just me DJing in Italy.
Oh,
super
casual.
nice.
I was just DJing.
I have
in
to just throw it. If you say that, you kind of like slide it in there.
Yeah, that was that was a little bit like.
So no,
it was flex here for a split second when I DJed in Italy.
In Italy, it was my friend's sister's wedding. So I was really close to her. Like I'm really close to her family, like him. So she invited me to the wedding, and then I said, "Do you want me to DJ?" Like I would love to DJ.
Hate being a guest and like a vendor? I hate that.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I love it.
Oh God, I can't plan and be a guest.
I love it.
No, I can't do
because
both.
it's the only time. It's the only time that I can drink and DJ.
I can't drink and plan though, because I'm gonna miss something and it's gonna drive me nuts.
Maybe.
And I don't like sitting with the guests when I'm running around. Like last time I did that, I had my clipboard at the table. I'm like shoveling food in as a guest. And then I'm like, okay, 2 minutes till cake cutting, gotta go. And I'm running away. And I'm like, once everything's done, I can dance, but I can't. Like I had a bride say, well, how do I get you to be a guest at my wedding? I'm like, you have to fire me. Like you have to fire me, or I can have my team come and I'll be a guest.
Right.
But I'm still like, even if it's my team, I'm still gonna run around and be like, making sure everything's good.
Yeah. No, I've only done that twice, like be a guest and a DJ, and we're two really personal, like close friends. But I love it because it brings me back to like when I first started DJing.
Yeah, OG
and the
days.
Parties we had that's for a different podcast. So
that's the unfiltered.
So that one was sick because it was in Italy. It was in the Dolomites. So it was super nice, super scenic view. Like it was
amazing.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
And the energy, we started, I remember it was like 6 during the day. And then we stopped at like 3 a.m.
Oh, hell no. 3 a.m. That's called overtime.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was so fun.
We left the wedding last weekend. We left it.
Yeah?
The wedding ended at 1 and we left at 12. And I still didn't get home till 2 because I live so far west and north. I'm like, it was at Coral Gables. And let me tell you, Miami weddings are a whole different vibe than Palm Beach. I love them both because the Palm Beach are like, we're going to do a 10 p.m. end. I'm like, you're my people. I love a 10 p.m.
Yeah. Everything's
Miami's like 1 a.m. I'm like, okay.
Overtime.
But I mean, they were shooting confetti off. It was amazing. It was really, really fun.
That's fun.
So we had this was a while ago. We had a wedding. Because you always have the surprises, like, oh, I want to surprise my fiance with this, or don't tell him anything. Okay, no worries. So we had the bride say, I want to surprise my mom with a specific dance just for me and her. It's a song that's super important to us, and I want to surprise her with that. Not a big deal. We put it on a different timeline. We have a vendor timeline. The vendors know. We keep it off the timeline. Mom's going to see. The mom called and goes, hey, I really want to surprise my daughter. Same freaking song. At a different time in the night, and don't tell her anything. And I'm like, we're sitting here going,
what do you do?
You can't tell either one of them.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? You're the professional music guy. What do you do?
You probably contact.
You have to tell
dad.
Somebody. The dad.
What do you do, Dad?
Like, what? Yeah.
What do you do, Dad?
It was one of those where we I think we ended up doing it at the same time, the one song at the same time. I think we ended up telling the mom and said, listen, like, we already have something planned, without telling her everything. And, basically we have something. And she was like, oh, okay, I understand totally.
You can say, like, obviously I'm kidding about the dad. Like you can tell the mom because it is at the end of the day, like her daughter's wedding.
She's going to want
it's like her big day.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So you can always tell the mom and say, hey, like there is another surprise kind of like plan for you. And I wouldn't be telling you this unless I didn't think it was necessary. So, but it's also the same song. So this is something you should, and she's going to love it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's just the fact that like her daughter thought about it as well.
Well,
and it's understanding. Like she'll be understanding.
And that's the other thing is like some of our brides are doing the bouquet dedication now. That always makes me cry because I don't have a son. I have 2 girls.
Yeah.
So I don't get this father or this mother-son dance. I'm getting screwed on that end. But with my 2 girls, like I think about that all the time because they're like, oh, my dad got to do this and my dad got to do that and my dad got to do this. And I want to dedicate my bouquet to my mom for help me planning the whole wedding. And I'm just like, oh God.
Bawling out.
And I'm like recording all this time and I'm like handing it to my kids at night. I'm like, look what they did for their mother. So hopefully, so tell me about like your favorite, most energetic dance floor moments.
Oh man, you can never go wrong with the crowd surfing. I think that's like the crowd surfers.
What's your favorite song for crowd surfing? No pressure.
On the spot, I would say favorite song for crowd surfing is it has to be like, look, me personally, I like Latin EDM.
Oh yeah.
Hip hop, right? But for a crowd surfing, you definitely need like rock.
You got to have like All American Rejects or something in that. Yeah, something like that has got to be in there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Maybe I would probably throw in there like. So if I had to choose a song for crowd surfing, it would probably be like "Living on a Prayer."
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Old school. Yeah.
Everybody's like crowd. Yeah, I've had the dad crowd surf. I don't know how he did that because he was a big, tall, kind of husky. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah,
we did it at a venue. All the groomsmen laid on the floor and they did this like rowboat thing. And have you seen it?
Yeah,
it was so funny, and it gets the best behind the scenes videos of that. Any weddings that the music completely changed the event's energy or guest experience?
So yeah, this is like pretty important, and it's also part of the DJs and the band's job to kind of like take care of this. Just because you like 90s nostalgia doesn't mean
I love 90s.
I'm saying 90s nostalgia doesn't mean that everybody that's attending your wedding is going to dance to that all night long.
It's my wedding. I don't care. I love 90s.
You can make it work. You can make it work.
Bring on the Spice Girls.
I love it. I
know.
So, but there has to be some sort of like consideration for the people that are also going a little. It's still your wedding.
Play that during dinner.
Exactly. This is my point. You can play it during dinner. Like just like the songs that are kind of like, but there are some songs that brings everybody to the dance floor,
yeah.
like no matter what. You can
can't-
always tell like by the songs, that the must play songs that they choose, the
Mhm.
do not play songs
Yeah.
that they don't want to hear. Like they're not gonna want to hear the Cupid Shuffle. They're like kind of a pitbull crowd, you know. And so you know that Fireball's gonna get them up and
Nobody's
running.
doing the Macarena anymore.
Exactly.
Nobody's doing it.
So
Anytime that, how many weddings do you think that they extended the time because the party was just too damn good?
There
Do they
is
do it
this-
on night of?
oh my God, yes.
Stop.
Yes.
Overtime.
Yes. We've had this one time where it was, this is another one in Isla Morada,
Ooh.
by the Isla Morada by the Keys. It was, I don't remember the venue.
Sounded so fancy.
Isla Morada.
I was
And
like,
so
Isla Morada.
the guy, Isla Morada, there it is.
That's
yeah.
how gringos say it.
Yeah. They, so like, it was like a doctor and all his friends, they were loving it. And it's like 1 a.m. and he's like, Lux, buddy, I'll pay you whatever you need. We got to keep it going.
Okay.
We got to keep it going. I'm like,
Pay to
"Man,
play, bro."
let me check my musicians, because sometimes they have
They're
to go
like, yeah,
home. They
yeah.
have a gig like the next day. And they're like, all right, cool. The guy went on the microphone. He said, look, stop the music. And he said, guys, we're going for one more hour. It's
That's
like
amazing.
2 a.m.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, like,
Everything's packed in
I
your
live
hotel
like
room,
2.5
and we'll see you
hours
tomorrow.
from here, dude. Like, I'm getting home at 6.
We've
you
done
know?
that. I've driven to the Keys for a wedding and then come back
Yeah?
the same night. I'm a huge fan of my own pillow. I just come home the same night. I mean, if I can leave the wedding by 10, I can get home by 2, 3 in the morning.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm sleeping in my own bed. Plus, it saves the client like money. They don't have to pay my hotel room and stuff like that. I just want to sleep in my own
Yeah,
bed.
that's not bad. That's
And it's not
bad.
like I'm going to enjoy the hotel, because if I stay where they're having the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them seeing me in my bathing suit. They're clients. Like, I'm not going to lay by the pool. I'm going home.
Our team just books like a hotel like 30 minutes out.
Oh, yeah. That's better. That's better.
Just so we don't, because they're like, oh, you're a DJ? We're having the after party. You want to come?
I
Like,
always get invited. I'm like, no, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're so
Yeah,
sweet. I
no.
love that. No, thank you. All right. So what's the craziest story that takes the cake? Craziest.
I got one.
Okay, let's roll.
All right. So I'm DJing. And again, I don't see the bride and groom for a while. And I'm like, where the hell is like the bride and groom? And then I also noticed the bridal party. Not the bridal party, the groomsmen specifically are not there. And I'm like, damn, like where are these people? Like, it's their wedding.
Yeah.
It's been like 20
We had a
minutes.
bride and groom leave. They went on a motorcycle ride. They left their whole reception for like a good hour and a half.
It's their
I
wedding.
mean, whatever.
It's been like 20, 30 minutes, what feels like, and I cannot find the groom and his buddies because I have a song for them. So I'm looking for them. I quickly go to the bathroom. As I open the bathroom door, I hear a lot of chit chatter. Like, there's a lot of people talking.
Uh-oh.
They're all in the handicap stall.
Oh, hell. That just got really weird really quick.
They're all in the handicap stall. This all happened in the matter of like 10 seconds. All I hear is,
Oh,
let's go!
1 more hour.
1 more hour. I leave. I go back to the DJ. I didn't want them to see me.
I have found some crazy
I didn't want
shit
I
at
didn't want them
weddings.
to see me because like they probably would have felt a little awkward.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
you
needed
totally
to
want
go
them
to the
feel high and
bathroom.
comfortable.
Yeah, I just needed to go to the bathroom. I come back, then it was a pretty big venue, so I see like the little doors opening, and I see the whole group.
Oh,
Let's go, let's go.
they're ready to roll. They are
And I was
fired
like,
up.
then I was like, I have to play the song. I have to play the song. I'm in love with the like
That's amazing.
They ended up going overtime another hour.
Hey, you'll take that bill.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take that bill.
They had fun though. They had
So
fun.
final takeaways for wedding couples, planners, things like that, things that they to make their
Yep.
and the best like advice for couples planning, like music wise. What do you tell them?
Style, energy. Look at their Instagram. Look
Yeah.
at previous videos.
Yeah.
Like we live in 2025.
Everything's
Like
out there.
everything is out there. Like you have to know. It's not just our musicians go out onto the dance floor. No, like can you see them? What does it look like? What type of music are you and your fiance into? What is your mother like? What is your family like? You know,
Yeah,
where
where's
are
your
they coming
background?
from?
Where's your background? Exactly.
Are there any? Is there anything cultural involved? Like, what are your so? Is there any songs that like during college you guys enjoyed? You
Yeah.
know, there's
sororities, things
little
like
things
that?
like that are super important. But I would say the biggest one is style and and energy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our couples are they without even knowing, it's a really common theme. I love the energy that I see on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is what we do.
Yeah.
Is energy.
It's the guest experience.
That's it.
Exactly.
And it's your big day. You're you know, you have your planner, you're investing all these resources, your time, your energy. Music is it's from start to finish, from when the ceremony starts all the way to the last song. It's always consistent.
And I'll still hear like a song that was played. I'm like, oh my God, I can see everybody dancing at it and things like that. And I think it's super important to have a playlist prepped, but there's a fine line between prepping your music and prepping your playlist and handcuffing your DJ and your music and your MC. Like, give him a few songs that you like, give him a few songs that you hate. He can run with that. Like, let your vendors be creative in their own professional. I know my limits. I can't get up there and push buttons. Nobody gives me a microphone other than on here. And you guys, you know, if I hand you a clipboard, you're gonna be like, wait, what now? You know, everybody knows their limits, but I think that I always tell the couples, like, listen, you got to trust your vendors to do their job. And I go to the hair salon, I tell the girl, hey, do what you think would look best on me. You're the professional. You know what I mean? I know what I like, but you know, also I want to trust her professional opinion. The music and the DJ and the entertainment company, you give them a little bit of like, I hate these songs, I love these songs, let them run with it.
It's the perfect formula. We have a specific formula we use. It's not just like must plays and do not plays. It's also the call that we have with them because they say things that they don't put in the portal that I'm putting on there. Yeah. So that formula we've used for all these years, it's like it creates the perfect
and it customizes
experience. Exactly. Without them even knowing it. It's crazy.
It's just magic.
Yeah.
And clients, you know, some clients are keeping their last names. And I had one couple and they were like, oh, you know, she was a doctor. He was not. He's like, well, I don't want it to be Dr. and Mr. And I'm like, but she kind of is. Like, she's a doctor. Yeah. You know, and also I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm marrying a doctor, you know? So he's like, no, I don't want it to be that way. And she's like, but I am. And he was an attorney, so it's not like he's like just some bum, you know, he was like doing his own thing, but he's like, I just don't want it to be Dr. and Mr. So we ended up calling like the Smiths, you know what I mean? Or whatever it may be. So that can always be customized if you guys have something super important for that as well. Give me your website, your Instagram. How can our followers find you?
Instagram is the best way, Xentric.entertainment. The way you spell it is XENTRIC.entertainment.
That was easy.
Yep. There's our website. Everything. This Instagram is literally the website. So you can see all of the energy that we have, all the videos, the concert band, all that.
That's a wrap. They gave me a microphone.
Hey.
You gonna let me talk in the mic at your wedding? I'll remind you that we have one coming up in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like, yeah, that's a big no. You're not getting the mic.
I don't know.
Thanks for coming on, and thanks for coming up here. You drove a little bit up there.
It's not that bad. I listen to podcasts all day, so this is like nothing.
Do you listen to ours?
Huh?
Do you listen to ours?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, there's a clip there that I saw that is actually just super funny.
Which one?
It was, man, I'm not sure what her name was, but it was one of your planners, like from the other states.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think it's like the 5th reel on there, but she's talking about like a photographer and like something else. It definitely
hilarious, right?
Yeah.
I've had my kids on here. I've had my husband on here, and I was like, isn't being married me amazing? He's like, it's great. I'm like, dude, are you nervous? Can you not make it sound like it's painful to be married?
Don't be nervous.
Thanks for watching again. Another episode of This Takes the Cake. I'm Jackie. Follow us on This Takes the Cake on Instagram, stunningandbrilliantevents.com. You can find us on all YouTube, Spotify, and Apple iTunes. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.